Hello and welcome to Guides.Global. My name's John Howell, and with me today I have Başak Yıldız Orkun, who is a lawyer based in Bodrum in Turkey. Başak, welcome and thank you for coming.
Hi, John.
Now, in this little video, we're going to talk about drink and drugs and how Turkey deals with these two issues. I won't say are experienced in drink and drugs, because that isn't quite the right way of putting it, but this is a problem that you've come across in your legal work over time.
Yes, sure.
Turkey is an Islamic country, but it's a sort of Islamic country, isn't it? It's a
government basis, actually we are not ruled by Islam rules.
Exactly.
But our population is, by their freedom, is choosing the Islam.
Turkey is a country where you grow wine and make wine.
Yeah, we do.
It is a country where an awful lot of beer is drunk.
Yeah, correct.
Where you have lots of spirits, raki for example.
I would say rakı, that's our traditional one.
All in all, this is not an Islamic country where people do not drink.
No, it's just a private choice.
It's a private choice.
Yeah.
And so, what are the rules relating to drink? What is acceptable and what isn't acceptable in Turkey?
Yeah, actually we don't have any prohibition about drinking alcohol. What we have as a rule, after 10 o'clock in the evening you cannot buy alcohol from supermarkets.
But you can, of course, in a bar.
Yeah, bar or a liquor shops, you can still buy it. Also, if you are under 18, you are not able to buy the alcohol by yourself. And if you drink too much and make other people disturb about that, you might be fined as an administrative penalty. So you might have to pay some fee.
So basically, this is people who drink too much and cause disturbance, cause problems for other people.
Correct.
And what sort of level of fine are you talking about?
I would say I think it will change the level of the disturbance, and if it's causing a danger, it might be a little bit more, but I would say maybe a few $100s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm not going to say anything more about drink, because that's fairly simple here. We will be talking separately in another video about drinking and driving, which is clearly a problem. What about drugs? How does Turkey deal with the question of narcotics and drugs?
Drugs are completely prohibited in Turkey. Either the usage or selling or carrying, it's all prohibited.
That's all types
illegal.
Of recreational drugs.
Yeah, we don't have any accepted type of drugs or natural weeds or something. Currently, all type of drugs are prohibited and illegal to use.
And there are two different penalties, aren't there? There's one penalty for having these drugs in your possession.
Correct.
And there is another penalty for manufacturing and distributing these drugs.
Correct. And it makes a huge difference in terms of a criminal law. Because if you are just taking it in your possession for the amount of a personal use, the amount is very important in here. If you are carrying a kilo of cannabis, it's not for personal use, obviously.
Well, you're going to have a very good weekend.
Yeah, a very rich one maybe. And if it's your personal use, yes, the crime is defined separately in our code. But if you are manufacturing or distributing or selling it, then obviously you will face a serious a sentence.
So if we take two examples, if someone is caught in possession of cannabis for their personal use, what penalty would be usual in those circumstances?
Our penalties are all not all, but with regards to drugs, starting with a prison sentence, 6 months to 2 years, 3 years.
So let's just pause there.
Yeah.
So even for the possession of the tiniest amount of cannabis for your personal possession, the minimum sentence of imprisonment is 6 months.
Yeah.
I know you can commute it to other things. We'll come back to that in a minute. But the minimum sentence is 6 months, and it can go up to 4 years just for possession.
Yeah, for 2 years, 3 years, it depends on the basically what terms you got caught.
And that would be the same if it was, shall we say, heroin. It would be the same range of sentences.
This is what I was trying to say. Actually, some sort of types might make it more like a long term. So it will have some sides like clauses within the same sentence. But there is a but, because if it's a personal use and it's your first time, the judge will have the freedom to postpone the penalty, the sentence, I mean.
We're doing a much more detailed video about the criminal legal system and the sentences the courts can impose. But basically, although the minimum sentence of imprisonment is 6 months, in certain circumstances, the judge can say, well, I'm not going to impose that right now. It'll be suspended for a year, or they can convert it to working for the public good, or they can convert it to a financial penalty or whatever.
Usually we would expect as like a suspension for about 5 years. That's not what normally applies in Turkish law.
That would be the normal sentence.
Yeah.
If it's your first offence.
First offence and amount of the drug if it's too tiny.
Okay, now let's just frighten the hell out of people by telling them what the sentence is if you're dealing in drugs. So if you're dealing or manufacturing or selling or distributing, what is the range of sentences there?
It depends yet again with the terms and conditions of how you got caught, but basically it may gone up to 6 years, 8 years. So and we took it really serious. You might recall that we had a really a celebrity who got caught, and they thought that it is a part of a selling, not personal use, and she's been in jail for 4 years, I think now. Yeah.
So really, the message is that if you're wanting to deal in drugs, probably Turkey isn't the place to do it.
No way. Yeah, because we are our strategical location. We are just in between the traffic, the drug traffic.
You're on the major supply route from Afghanistan into Europe.
Exactly. So this is why we took it serious in here.
Yes. Başak, thank you very much.
Thank you, John.
Now, Başak has written a much longer guide about the issues relating to drink and drugs in Turkey. She's also one of the authors of our book about how things really work in Turkey. Both of them are available from our website, so we hope you go and have a look at those. If you've liked this video, please like us or follow this channel, and whether you do that or not, we'll see you again soon. Goodbye.